So a friend of mine asked me some time ago, actually not too long ago, whether it is possible for a boy to be a hoe. And the answer to that is simple. Yes, boys can be hoes. The thing with today's society is the difference between a girl being a hoe and a boy being a hoe is because a girl's body is seen to have a lot more value in the beginning, and it loses value with every guy she sleeps with. The reason why being a hoe as a girl is so emphasized is because of that. Because the more guys you sleep with, the more your body loses value. But, however, hoeing around for a guy gives him a completely different experience. Yes, it might increase the number of women he could possibly be with, but what people fail to understand about a boy being a hoe is that if you sleep around long enough as a guy, if you start getting into like ridiculous numbers like the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, in terms of the women that you have been with, what ends up happening a lot of the time is you build up this habit and this character of being really good at hunting. And so even if you got into a committed relationship, be it whether it is a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship or it's marriage, you find that you have built up this skill of being able to chase, and your body is so used to chasing that it is almost impossible for you to sit down in one place and just be with one girl. And it is very easy to spot because those guys, when they're in public, you find that not only are they with that girl, but they're focused on all the other girls they could possibly get in that environment. And that hunting mentality and that hunting character, with every woman you successfully get, becomes more refined and better and easier, to the point that you know who your targets are, and it's a lot easier for you to get a girl than any other guy. And when you get to that point of it being too easy, the idea of settling down, it just makes your blood boil. It just makes your soul turn. It's just weird. So you have to be very careful as a man not to build up that habit. Because if you build up that habit of running after every single skirt that you see, you get into this phrase whereby when you are in a long-term relationship, when you're in marriage, it is almost impossible for you to settle down. Because even when you're with your wife, you'll be thinking about the next girl you can get. And the moment you leave the house, the moment you say hi to this girl and the other girl, you just realize how easy it is to fall into bad habits. And so it also becomes a lot harder for you to emotionally settle. Because the thing about guys who are used to going from girl to girl to girl is they will pick one girl, have fun with her. As soon as it stops being fun, and as soon as the relationship gets real, they bail. And that's how they operate. And so the thing about long-term relationships is they will get to a point where they get ugly. There's a point where you settle into a very boring routine. Your girl is predictable. There are things about her you find annoying, and the things about you she'll find annoying. But because you're in a long-term relationship, ideally you're supposed to stick it out. But if you're a guy who is used to running from this babe to that girl, as soon as this girl becomes boring, it's going to be very difficult for you to settle. And so as a man, my advice is, one, if you are chasing skirts, every now and then try to stop and stick to the idea of being in a long-term relationship with someone for at least 2 years, so you can practice being in a long-term relationship, so you can at least get yourself ready for marriage. That is if marriage is something you want to do eventually. And if you're a girl, you might want to, as much as these guys are very good at getting girls, and I mean, I don't know what advice I would give to the girls, but you have to be very careful with these type of guys. So if you're enjoying the content, please feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps me grow the channel.